You just had a crash. The spindle's loaded sideways, the tool's bent, and your hand goes straight for G28 because that's the safe one. That move is how a lot of one crash days become two crash days. G28 isn't a single move. It's a rapid traverse to an intermediate point you set in the program, and then a second rapid from there to machine home. That intermediate point is the gotcha. The tool goes there first, in a straight rapid, through whatever happens to be in the way. If the last programmed intermediate point was set for a clean setup, it assumes the part, the fixture, and the tool are exactly where the program left them. After a crash, none of that is true. And here's the part most operators were never taught. G28 ignores your work offsets when it gets to home, but that intermediate point is interpreted in whatever coordinate system is currently active. This is why experienced operators almost always write G91 G28 incremental mode with zeros. That tells the control, skip the intermediate point logic, just retract from where I am. But even G91 G28 has a catch after a crash. Tool length compensation may still be active, or may have been canceled in a way you didn't intend. The Z move you think you're making is not the Z move the control is making. Picture two scenarios. Before the crash, the control knows where the tooltip is. After the crash, the tool is bent. The holder may have shifted in the spindle, and the control still thinks it knows. The control doesn't know there was a crash. It just runs the move. This is the biggest aha. Most operators were taught G28 is the safe button. It's not. It's the fastest button. Safe is what you do before you press it. So, what do experienced operators do instead? They hand jog. They retract Z first in slow handle mode, watching the actual tool clear the actual part. Eyes on the work, not on the screen. Then they use G53, direct machine coordinate move, to go to a known absolute position, not an intermediate point that depends on history. Here's the decision tree. If the machine is in a known state and the program just ended cleanly, G28 is fine. If there was any crash, any e-stop, any unexpected stop, G28 is not your first move. And one more thing that catches people. On some controls, a G28 in MDI uses the last intermediate point from the last program that ran, which might have been a totally different setup, a totally different part. MDI G28 with a stale intermediate point after a crash on a control whose tool length comp may or may not still be valid. That's a stacked deck. That's why some operators have stopped using G28 in MDI entirely. They jog, they G53, and they sleep better. When is G28 genuinely the right call? At the end of a clean program, as a tool change move, or in a startup block where you've already verified the machine state? Designed use, not panic use. If you've made it this far, here's the recap. G28 is two moves, not one. The intermediate point is the trap. G91 helps, G53 helps more, and your hand on the jog wheel helps most. Subscribe. The rest of the channel goes deeper on the codes nobody actually explains.